I'm prototyping a 3D printed Coanda screen. There are these wedges and they are arranged in parallel, and then there will be end mounts that keep them in the perfect alignment and the perfect distance to each other. And then imagine this flipped upside down and the water is flowing over it. All the debris is getting washed down and the water tends to follow this triangular shape and then gets sucked into the water intake. I've broke one already, because this is the prototyping. I printed them with a weak setting, and when I tried to remove it from the heat plate I kinked it already. But the good thing about these is you just print new ones. When one breaks or is too weak, you reprint one, and you don't have to throw all of them away. So let's see how that goes. So that's what the sidebars look like. They have these slots right here where the wedges go in, 2 holes for mounting, and then there are several holes right here to then later add a connector plate so it can't disconnect in this direction. Let's get them mounted or assembled. I think they have a very loose fit in there. I'd like them to be a little bigger so they don't fall out as easy. Because I have to first put them in one of the sidebars and then try to get the second sidebar assembled as well. So finally I managed to do it. It looks like that now. I now understand why the designer made these end plates here, because if you disconnect this, it will fall apart very easily. I don't know why you make it such a loose fit. If you make it a tighter, they all stand straight right away and don't fall out as easily. Anyway, this gets mounted like so, and in theory the water will run over this. Water will run into the slots, leaves, stones, everything else will fall down. And obviously this is pretty small, but you can mount this right here, another one right there, another one right here, another one right there, and then you have pretty good surface area already. Of course, the bigger your water intake is, the more water you want to collect, the more water is running over it, the bigger it has to be. I think in my case, I would be fine with two or four of these. That's what the connector pieces look like. I'm not sure if it's supposed to go like that, I guess. Yep. And then I found these tiny screws here, and they then connect it together. When removing the other part from the heat plate, I broke it. I now have to glue it together. I won't reprint it. That would be stronger, of course, but actually I'm not understanding why you would not make one piece out of it and print it in one go. Now these pieces are moving. I don't know if that's good or not. I guess it's not, because dirt will get in there more easily. Then you need the right type of screws to connect them together. If I want to get more than one of these, I need super many screws. 4 bolts for each of that thing. I then need a construction underneath it to mount it properly. I'm thinking about redesigning this so it's one piece, and maybe design it with some slots so you can mount them together, kind of slide the next piece into the other one, and then you have less mounting material that you have to use. Let me know if you would be interested in that. Maybe I'll test it outside as well, if it even works. Let's see. So that's what I meant with the interconnectability. Left piece, right piece, slide right into each other. And this would be how the second row is mounted, with kind of an overlap here. If you have other ideas, let me know before I start redesigning this. Please don't get me wrong. I think the idea of this for everybody that has a 3D printer to be able to print his own Coanda screen is a great idea. But the last design was uploaded 5 years ago. I also saw a video where it was used, and they talked about similar improvements that haven't been made yet. So I can't print this 4 times when I know there are some improvements to be made. So, as I said, maybe no one will ever use this size. And most 3D printers at least have a build plate that is 20 times 20, which would be like that. So I would first of all make it bigger, make it one piece, make it interconnectable, and yeah, then maybe I would 3D print more of these, but this will be and stay a prototype, but I will test it right now. I've glued the other side, is sitting there for drying, but I can't wait. I will just hold it like this and show how it works. So as I understand it, these wedges are slightly tilted. In this case, now they are tilted a little backwards, so if I let water run on top of it, it should not go through. To change that first, sorry. So you see most of the water is coming over it, here where my pinky is. Now I'll turn it around. Turned it upside down now. And now you can see no water reaches that point. It's all getting sucked in down here. That's how it's supposed to go. And all the trash should still be floating down there. So in theory, I like it. But let me know if these improvements that I've talked about would be helpful for you as well, and maybe I'll redesign it. I don't need it right now, but maybe this will be something for the future. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye.